This is Mr. Everything coming to you from Team Freedom, and today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to form a team using macros. And copy and pasting and basically spamming. Now, I'm very successful at this. I have perfected this over the past couple of years on how to form a team, and my teams usually succeed 99% of the time. They are usually successful. There are a variety of different theories on what the best composition of a team is, and who should be in the team, and how they should be recruited, and where you should get this information from, and all that stuff. Well, guess what? In a perfect world, all those concepts and ideas would be great. But in reality, what happens is you don't know who's logged on. You might not know anybody personally who's logged on. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, because you don't know them anyway. And hopefully, when you get to know, you're basing your decisions basically on their character type, their archetype, or AT. So if you see a team built with 7 tanks and 1 blaster, you're probably not going to succeed. Okay, if you build a team with 8 blasters, you're probably going to do lots of damage, but you're going to die. So this is what I do, and this is how I go about doing it. Now, if you've been watching this video, not only listening to me, but you've probably noticed that I have a macro. And this macro says something to the effect of looking for more, LFM, looking for more for a level whatever, like level 8, level 10, level 30 team, mission team. I usually say mission team because there are different types of teams. There are AE teams, there are radio teams, there are mission teams. Mission teams tend to mean contacts. Some people don't realize the difference between a contact and a radio, and when they say mission, they might confuse it and they might join, okay, which is not a bad thing because you don't want to discriminate from anybody. And then there's task forces, and there's trials, and there's all these other things. So I put mission team, and then I make that a broadcast, and I say something to the effect of PST for an invite, like please send your tel for an invite. And then sometimes I'll put all are welcome, and all levels are welcome, or all characters are welcome, or something like that. And what that basically does is it eases their mind on whether or not they should send a PST, like, does this guy want me because I'm only 10th level and he's 15th, And by saying all are welcome, you can get basically everyone involved. Okay, I know I'm going on a tangent, but I'm just trying to explain this. Now, continue to watch me as I move around Paragon City. I stand at the train station, and I go from zone to zone, okay, one at a time, popping that macro every time I exit the train. Now, every now and then, someone's going to send me a PST, and they're going to say something like me, or invite away, or something like that. I will stop, I will invite them, okay, and I will tell them where to meet me. Like I will say something like, especially if it's a task force, let's say it's a positron, I would say meet in Steel in about 10 minutes. Okay, because it only takes me about 10 minutes, maybe 15, to form a team. And there's these people out there that are taking 20, 30, 40 minutes to make a team, and I'm like, you're just insane. Okay. So I go from zone to zone. As you're watching, you see me travel from zone to zone, dropping my macro and getting invites. Okay, and then do I care who they are? No, not really. I do not care. I don't care if they're all blasters. It doesn't matter. I have not targeted one AT yet. What I've done is I've put this announcement out to the whole city. Okay, so when I get done going to zone to zone to zone to zone, I come back to Steel, where I've asked everybody to meet me in 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes is up, and I notice, hey, I don't have a full team. I'm short a few people. So that's when I look at what I've got. Do I have a tank? Awesome. That's not the first thing I care about. Let's back up. Tanks are not the first thing I care about. The first thing I want is a defender and a controller. If I have a defender and a controller in my team, the team's going to be successful. Okay, and I don't care what kind of defender it is, and I don't care what kind of controller it is. If you're an empath, that's even better. But if you're not, I don't care. But a controller and a defender. And then once I see that I have a controller and a defender in the team, and if I don't, those are the ones that I will specifically target. I will attempt to recruit a defender and a controller. Or maybe 2 defenders, maybe 2 controllers. That's fine. I'm looking for 2 characters, 2 defenders, 2 controllers, or 1 of each. Once I have that, I want to make sure I have a tank. Okay? Not a brute, a tank. Okay, tanks can take a hit. They can take some serious damage. They can aggro what needs to be aggroed. They can hold the aggro. And once we get a tank that can hold the aggro, the other, what is left over? 5 guys, hopefully they're DPS. Okay? That would be blasters and scrappers, brutes, spiders, corruptors. I'm not sure what else. Okay, but I do know that I prefer not to recruit villain classes. Not because they're not cool. They're great classes. They don't specialize in anything. They are diversified. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, which I know a lot of you are, you're familiar with fighter, cleric, thief, and mage, right? Right. Okay. As advanced D&D came around, or higher, as expansions came out for D&D, they decided to come out with this thing called multiclassing or dual classing. Okay, so like a fighter thief or a cleric mage or a thief wizard or whatever, right? Well, guess what? They can do both of those, but they don't do either one any good. They have thief, like let's do fighter mage. You can be a fighter, but you can't be a mage if you have some magical abilities and you have some fighting abilities, but you don't have both. Well, that is what the villain classes are in City of Heroes. The villain classes are all multi-classers, okay? A brute is a tank scrapper, basically. He's a tank that can do DPS, but he can't tank as good as a tank, and he can't scrap as good as a scrapper. Okay, so what I do is I prefer to have guys that have specialties. Tanks, scrappers, blasters, controllers, defenders, okay? And that way, we rule the day. Okay, so now, what else? Okay, once I get to the team and I see that I'm short a certain number of people, okay? Looking here, you can see that I'm short. What I do is I will take that macro that I've already popped like 1 billion times. I will scroll up till I find it. I will highlight it. I will press Control-C, because what I'm doing is I'm copying it. That's a Windows copy shortcut. And then I will go to my search and I will search for what I'm missing. Okay, I will search it. Now I will find characters there that are in blue. The characters in blue are saying that they're not currently involved in anything special. They're not on a mission. They're not in a team. They're not doing anything crazy. They're just en route or chatting or whatever they're doing. And so I will click on them and I will hit tell them, and I will paste that broadcast in a chat to them. And guess what that broadcast says? It says, looking for more, level 30 mission team, all are welcome, PST for invite, and basically it goes directly to them. Why would I need to do that? Well, they either logged on after I had already gone through their zone, or they were inside a mission when I went through their zone and they finally came out of their mission, or could be a number of different reasons. Okay, so now I'm sending it specifically to them. And if I need a defender, I'll take a defender list, I will highlight defender, and I will search just for defenders. I'll get a list of defenders, and I will find one that looks appropriate, and I will send them a tell. Do I stop there? No. What do? I go and send another one, and another, and another, and another, and another. And I send these, I spam them, okay? So if we have one opening in the team, I might add on at the bottom end of the message, last spot, so that they know that they need to hurry their ass up and tell me that they're ready to go. And do I wait to send the second one? No. I mean, is it courteous to send one and then wait? No. I mean, how many times have I gotten a response? I send 100 of these things and I might get 4 or 5 people sending something back saying, I can't go. No, thank you. Don't want to do it. I get a few of those. But usually I get no response. They don't say anything. So I just pop, 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 pop. And as soon as the first guy responds to me and says, I want in, I invite him. Boom. And now, after I've invited him, if I get another guy saying, sure, I'll come, that's when I have to stop and send a message back, sorry, we filled up. If that person gets upset that you sent him a tell and you filled up, then you didn't want him on your team in the first place. Okay? If he's getting upset about that, you don't want that. I mean, if somebody asks me, hey, you want to join the team? And I send back, sure, I'd love to. Oh, sorry, we filled up. Okay, no problem, I'm moving on, you know. So what? and if they get upset, screw them. Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's do a recap real quick. Make a macro of what your activity is that you're getting ready to do. I have it already made. I get at the train station, I pop the macro. I go to the next zone, I pop the macro. I go to the next zone, I pop the macro. So I go through all these zones. When I'm done going through all these zones, I go to the meeting place that I've already told the members that have been invited where to meet me. When we get there, I can see what their AT is. And I can see what we're missing, how many people we're missing, and what kind of classes we're missing. If we're missing any defenders or controllers, those are the ones I jump on. I jump on defenders and controllers. I get at least 2 of them. And once I get that, then I go to tank. And once I get that, I go to all DPS. Okay, once the team is full, we go ahead and we start the mission we play. And I hope this helps you on team building and